So let's talk about the Rangers. I don't like talking about the Rangers. You know why I don't like talking about the Rangers? They're not done yet. Look down the middle. They're not done yet. Zibanejad, Hayes, and Darnay. It's not going to be the top three centers. I don't think. Down here on the blue line, you got Stahl and Holden. One of them's going to go because I think Anthony DeAngelo makes the opening lineup. I think that's going to be the plan. He's a right-handed shot. They picked up Shattenkirk, right-handed shot. They're going to want both of them to be in the lineup. Obviously, Shattenkirk's top two. So where are we at? Well, first off, I'm going to reveal that I have the Rangers third. And it is the pick that makes me the most nervous. Of all of the teams that I'm picking to make the playoffs, this one makes me the most nervous. Not Carolina. Yeah, I know. I'm well aware of what that's going to make people... So you've got Kreider. Kreider's a damn good player. I like JT Miller. I like Kevin Hayes. I love Zuccarello. The Grabner could have been a one-year thing. I think Buchnevich is going to be good. The site I used had him on the first line. There's no way he's playing first line. And then that's it up front. Jimmy Vesey had a half-decent rookie year. That's probably about as good as he's going to get. Boo Nieves probably gets into this lineup, or this Lettieri kid they signed out of NCAA last spring. One or the other. Great, now my allergies are going to start again. Matt Pumple, he's fourth line. Paul Carey, it's a call-up. Cole Schneider, signed out of Buffalo, he's a call-up. And that's your forwards. On the blue line, McDonough's damn good. I know I took a lot of flack for not having in the top 10 defensemen, but doesn't mean I don't respect the guy. I love Brady Shea, which is why I have him top 4. The site I used had him behind Stahl. And I'm like, no, Shea's going to play more than Stahl this year. Shattenkirk, I like. Smith, DeAngelo, there's things with DeAngelo. And then you've got Holden, Kampfer, Beregzalov. Doesn't matter. They signed him out of the KHL and he'll have his name figured out by October. And then Pionk is there as well. Or Pionk or Pionk. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter because these guys aren't going to play right away. Unless somebody gets hurt up front, which Stahl could get hurt. Any of them could get hurt. In the net, Lundqvist is still one of the best. I know he slipped from where he was on his perch, but he slipped just into damn good range. Pavlich is the big question mark. Can he bounce back? And for people who are saying, well, you know, he'll be good for the Rangers. He didn't play great in the American Hockey League last season. There is no slam dunk on Pavlich, and Halverson is their best option behind him right now. I'm not taking into consideration Neil or Georgiev because they haven't played yet. Shesterkin is still in the KHL for next year, it looks like. And Wall was just drafted in 2016. And Huska, drafted in the 7th round of 2015. He may end up being a steal, but not yet. So what do? I would have brought back Skapski, personally. You know he can clear waivers, and you know he can be the number 3 guy. But that's me. The Rangers haven't had to worry about a number 3 guy for a while because they had Talbot, they had Ronta, they've been fine. They may have to worry about a number 3 guy now. So I could definitely be made the fool because I think Rick Nash is right close to falling right off a cliff offensively. You think it's bad now. And that contract then becomes buried somewhere. Whether it's Arizona or Vegas or wherever it gets buried. Darnay, I don't know. Darnay looked poor for Montreal. He looked okay for Edmonton. Disappeared at times. That's kind of what he does. I'm not a big Darnay fan, so there's a question mark there. Grabner, can he follow up a 28-goal season with a 20-goal season? 15? I got him in the top 6. I'm assuming that he'll pick up where he left off last year, but not necessarily, and Buchnevich could definitely get ahead of him. Absolutely. If Buchnevich looks like he's ready. And then on the IR, you get Jesper Fast. Fast is a guy that they were worried about losing in expansion. They didn't. Congrats to them. He comes back. He slots into probably the number 4 spot where Pumpel is right now. Question marks abound on the blue line. Mark Stahl, how much longer is he going to be playing in the NHL? And been a lot of talk about his foot speed and whatnot. You know, and even with Lundqvist, who's got a check mark, I have a question mark for him as well. Is this going to be Henrik Lundqvist's last really good season, or have we already seen his last really good season? He's 35 and a half. How much longer does he go? There's a lot of question marks for a team that I'm putting third in the most competitive division in the league. So I could be crazy. I could be insane. I could be seeing something that's not here, because Zibanejad, you'll notice I don't have a check mark or a question mark where Zibanejad's concerned, because I don't know what they're getting with him. I don't know if he's going to be worthy of the number 1 center spot, or if they're going to be in panic mode by the 1st of November because they don't have a number 1 center. And one thing too is, name another team in the NHL that Zibanejad would have a shot at the number 1 center spot with. It's not an easy one to figure out. I just did Vegas. Would he slot ahead of Marchessault? Maybe. Maybe. Maybe not. Marchessault had more points. Would he slot ahead of Bo Horvat in Vancouver? He'd slot ahead of Stepan in Arizona. But Arizona has a lot of young guys coming up who could be that number 1 center. I read a Rangers fan on my channel here yesterday saying JT Miller could end up getting moved to center to try to push some of these guys down. Which would be odd, because Miller's natural spot's on the wing. There's a lot of question marks for a team that I'm saying, yep, third in the division. Big thumbs up for the Rangers. But it's just, history tells me that somehow, some way, by hook and by crook, this team makes it. Last summer, there were a lot of people who said the Rangers were going to miss the playoffs. Rangers are just going to be garbage. Henrik Lundqvist was coming off of a bad season by his standards. I'd been yelling at his defenseman, and you know, I'm going to pull myself out of this game. And he just looked miserable for much of the 15-16 season. 16-17, things get better. But going into 16-17, there was so much uncertainty with the Rangers, and I was predicting they were going to make the playoffs, but just barely in as a wild card. This could easily end up being 6th. This could easily end up being 7th. I'm predicting 3rd because I like Lundqvist, I love Zuccarello, I like Kreider, and I think somehow, some way, this blue line gets it together. Because I am one of the few that still likes Mark Stahl. I know. But I still like Mark Stahl. I'm actually mildly surprised they didn't try to bring Del Zotto back. Maybe they did and he said no. But Del Zotto's a right-handed shot, and you could slot him in there as a depth guy. And maybe he finds his touch again with the Rangers. But he may have left the Rangers on bad terms. It's just one of those things I look at and say, he would have slotted right in there. And then, there's a lot of youth here. Like, Kreider's young, Miller's young, Vesey's young. Zibanejad's still young. Hayes qualifies. Buniev is obviously, and Thierry, the guy they just signed. I wouldn't qualify Zook as necessarily young, or Grabner right now. Buchnevich, absolutely. Pumpel, yep. Fast, yes, he's already underlined. And then on the blue line, you got Shea, who may be a wild card too. If Brady Shea develops beyond what we saw in his rookie year this past season, their blue line's fine. Brady Shea was really fantastic for the Rangers this past season. He was overshadowed by Werenski in that division. Otherwise, Shea would have got more attention for Calder. I'm not saying first or second place votes, I just mean more attention for Calder than what he got. And I like Shea's game a lot, and if Shea and Smith work offense, defense, the Rangers may have something going here. Adding Shattenkirk helps. If they had not added Shattenkirk, I likely don't predict them to be third. But of the teams in the East, the Rangers are a team I look at and I say, wow. So Nash could fall off the map. Darnay's older, past his prime. Grabner's could be a flash in the pan from this past season. Stahl. There's certain players I look at and I say, and in net you've got both Lundqvist and Pavlich, and you say, well, what is the future? Is there going to be a reset/rebuild coming soon? Could a bad season for this group signal tear it apart and rebuild? That's something that occurs to me. So again, yeah, I have them for third in the division. Might have something to do with the fact that, Alain Vigneault is still there. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe I'm blinded because Alain Vigneault is still there. My favorite coach. Just did a video on that this morning. So again, you guys can let me know what you think. I know you will. I know you'll tear apart my lines and everything. But for me, there's a lot of question marks. There's a lot of check marks. There's a lot of uncertainty. And I'm predicting that because I say it's the Rangers. They're going to somehow overcome it and overachieve. Let me know why I'm wrong in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. And thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys again soon.